Hello everyone, Weeper Warriors here to bring you part 2. Or was it part 1? No, part 2. Okay. I've worked at a rough uploading schedule. So as of right now, every 2 or 3 days I'm going to upload a video. So that gives me time to, well, for example, or what it's like this. I'm doing in my mind, no script in front of me, none so ever. Will give me time to come up with the next part of what I'm going to do. Now, I've had this picture along with, this picture for a while now. But I should have grabbed a more friendlier version of Izumi, but we will just forget about that and move on. So when I'm talking about Izumi in general, this is the picture, and this picture is going to come involved later on. Got it? Cool. Okay, so through the years, she has told every person she has a telekinesis quirk. Now, as she got older, and when she hit middle school, people were bullying her. On the fact that, she's because the bullies are smart. The people that bully her are smart, so by her age and by how she looks. Wait, what did I name Inko's villain name again? Fuck. Oh yeah, Queen Teleka, if I called her that. Yeah, Queen Teleka. Called her the daughter of Queen Teleka. Which is true, yes. But she just denies it. And her childhood friend, Bakugo, who she calls Kark-chan, stands up for her. And he scares the bullies off, but they keep coming back when he's not around. So, and this is all early middle school. Too, yeah. So after a while, she gets sick of the bullying. So she asks her dad, All For One, to teach her how to use her quirk All For One. So during the training, she was a part of villain meetings along with her brother Tenio. As over time, she sort of developed a split personality. Now, the reason being I'm doing this is because, let me explain. This picture is her villainous personality. Like, just pure evil and just scheming. Then there's her public personality. Her good, in air quotations, good personality. Now, this personality side of it, which I should have grabbed a picture for, but whatever, is well, how do I say, childish. It's childish and super friendly, but also stubborn when it comes to Bakugo. But this personality only exists again, her good personality, in air quotations, only exists because, well, she has made a few public appearances as Queen Teleka's daughter. Again, with a mask, and with her hair tied up, and with her... Now, when she's doing her villain work, her hair is tied up like it is in the picture, but any other time, it's down. And when she's in her, well, friendly personality, in the back of her mind, her evil personality is taking notes on everyone around her, and coming up with plans and strategies to take every single person down. Now, when she made her appearance as Queen Teleka's daughter, doing villain work, the bullying only got worse because her bullies are dead set on her being, well, the bullying just got worse. But the bullies can't prove anything, so they just bully her. And one day, the two of the bullies catch her outside of school. As well, they bully her. And when they decide to actually physically harm her, she blocks the punch and then just kicks the person into the wall before grabbing him by the throat. The other bully tried to stop her, but he can't move, as they both see Izumi give off this evil smile, as then this dark aura starts appearing around her hand on the guy's throat. Then he lets out this ear-piercing scream that just makes Izumi laugh. When his screaming stopped, he just drops to the ground, lifeless. As this bully had a strength quirk, which isn't all that powerful, but could come in handy. As the second bully is just pissed scared, asking, "What did you do to him?" As Izumi just turned to him and said, "I took his quirk and killed him." As after she says that, she just gives off this evil laugh. As the other bully tries to scream for help, but no one can hear him. As Izumi takes his quirk and then he drops dead. Now the reason I'm having this because, well, Izumi hasn't really figured out how to take someone's quirk and not kill them. She hasn't figured that out yet because her Orph One wanted her to figure that out for herself. As after that happens, a portal opens behind her and she walks through the portal. As well, she looks as she looks at the person that's next to her as she stepped out of the portal and says, "Thank you, Kirigiri." As the man we now know as Kirigiri bowed and said, Of course, young mistress." As her and Kirigiri walks to the meeting plans and start making plans on how to take out All Might. As Dr. Ogio, yes, I remember the name of the doctor, shows the plans of the Nomu. To Izumi, and she's very impressed on the corrections he has made to the Nomus. As she informs her father as he is confined to a will, as he's confined to... He's basically where he's at now in the... From the anime, yes, that did happen, but later than it actually did happen, so yeah. As now, Inko, or Queen Tesla, moved up to the #1 villain spot. As the next day at school, she walks onto the school ground very happy and says, "Hey, Kakshan, how are you today?" As Bakugo turns to her and says, "I'm fine. What about you? What about you, Izumi?" And she gives up a very childish smile and says, I'm fine, Kakshan." As Bakugo laughs a bit and says, "Yeah, but it looks like you forgot to do your hair this morning." As she just gets really pouty and says, "I did do my hair this morning. I don't have bad head, you porcupine head." As Bakugo turns to her with murderous intent before they both burst out laughing. As Bakugo's a little friendlier than what he is in the anime. Yes, he still has his overconfident ego. Yes, but thanks to Izumi, it's less. But, well, let me get this straight. He's friendly to Izumi, but to anyone else, he's still Bakugo from canon. Yeah, as the day goes on pretty normal until 2 of the 4 bullies No. The day goes normal, but we get to the 2 bullies that, well, remain, as they're confused of where their friends have gone. As next period, the teacher tells the class that 2 of their students have been found killed in an alley. As the friends of the 2 bullies look towards Izumi with murderous intent as the rest of the class is upset. Now back to the bullies. Now the bullies are still looking at her with murderous intent as she turns around with like this evil gaze, the one you see in this picture, and just gives off this creepy but yet still super innocent smile before turning back to the teacher to resume class as they are now completely freaked out. As yeah, now we'll get to the last day of middle school. Yes, middle school life isn't really that much. As the last day of middle school, Bakugo and Izumi are walking under a bridge going home. As then they turn around to see a sludgeon says, "Hey kids, why don't you give me your body? I didn't know that freak was in town." As the sludgeon grabs onto Bakugo. As well, Bakugo uses his quirk to try to explode the sludge villain off, while Izumi uses her telekinesis to try to get her friend out of there. As then all they hear is Detroit Smash, as wind pressure just explodes the sludge villain everywhere. As they turn to see All Might. As Izumi isn't fangirling over All Might like Izuku in the canon, but she's still a pretty big fan of All Might. Well, at least her friendly personality is. As Izumi asks for All Might autograph, he asks for both their assistants to collect the sludge villain. With the persuasions of Izumi, Bakugo does help. As before All Might leaps off, he collects their names. As he saw what they were doing. As well, he looks at both of their physiques in the body. Bakugo is more muscular than Izumi, but to All Might's eyes, she seems to have a more lean muscle body. As he gets their quirks as telekinesis, explosions. Then he says, "Young Bakugo, young Midoriya, which one of you two would like to become my successor?" As they're both dumbfounded and confused, as he then explains all for one and one for all, his injury and all that, as Izumi already knows all this because of her father. As he turns to Izumi first, and she says, "No thank you, All Might. Why don't you give it to Kakshan over here?" As she points to Bakugo. As for a little while, Izumi and Bakugo have a little argument of who should get one for. Before Izumi, before Izumi gave her little cute but stubborn pouty face to Bakugo, Bakugo just says, "Fine, I'll take one for." As Izumi's happy because, well, if you remember, she was born with All for One. And on top of that, a telekinesis quirk already in All for One. As if she has All for One and then if she takes in One for, she has no idea what that would do to her body. As All Might turns to Izumi and says, "Izumi, you have young Midoriya, you have a telekinesis quirk, right?" Izumi says, "Yes, All Might, I do. But your body would suggest otherwise." As she's confused and asks, "What do you mean, All Might?" Well, unlike me and young Bakugo over here, that have more muscular physiques, you have a more lean physique, which tells that you have some martial arts training. As Izumi says, "Haha, yes, All Might. My parents have paid for me to do some martial arts because I want to be a hero and I can't rely on my telekinesis quirk for everything. What if I face a villain that can essentially make my quirk useless? I have to be able to face him in pure hand-to-hand combat." All Might gives off his classic laugh and says, "Yes, of course." As then he hands him a piece of paper and says, meet me at this location so we can begin your 10 months of training." As Bakugo says, "You're going to train both of us?" As All Might says, "Well, yes. You see, if Izumi joins us in our training, that will help you with your training of One for young Bakugo, and what's wrong with a little friendly rivalry to the top?" As Izumi gives up a little laugh and says, "I get it, All Might. A little friendly competition will help us grow faster and greater than we could do just as friends." "Correct, young Midoriya. Now go home, and please remember to keep this a secret." Izumi says, "I will, All Might. Come on, Kacchan, we need to go home now." As Bakugo and Izumi walk off, as All Might but now we turn to All Might. While he's delivering the sludge villain to the police, he can't shake the feeling that Izumi sounds and looks like someone he knows or faced. He just can't shake that feeling, but he puts it in the back of his mind for now. As they meet All Might at the location he gave him, and he says, "Welcome to Dagobah Beach." As All Might says, "Now, before you get started, please tell me the drawbacks of your quirks." As Bakugo, if I remember correctly, isn't Bakugo's drawback that, like, he hurts himself every time he causes an explosion? Like his hands hurt or something? I don't know, I'm just gonna say that's his drawback. And Izumi says, "When I overuse my quirk, I get headaches." As All Might says, "Expected coming from a strong telekinesis quirk." Says, "Okay, Bakugo. Now, young Bakugo, you can start over there." He points us the way he wants Bakugo to start. "Use your strength to move the garbage over to inside, and then use your and then to try to work out your, or at least lessen your drawback. The garbage you can't move with your bare strength, explode it. Now, young Midoriya, please start over there." He points to where he wants Izumi to start, and he says, "Use your quirk. Only use your quirk to move it to one side." As she's confused to why, as then All Might says, "If we can enhance for how long you can use your quirk for, then you will be able to use your, fuck, how do I, okay, young Midoriya, the reason I want you to use your quirk only is because I want to see if you can enhance the time you can use your telekinesis for." As she starts to work, as I'm gonna say a few hours later, Izumi's moving something big. Then all of a sudden she clutches her head, and the object she was floating just falls and hits the ground. As she's extremely overused her quirk, as All Might looks at his watch and says, 6 hours. Let's see if we can ramp that up. As All Might tells her to take a break. No, All Might tells them both to come back tomorrow. As during the months, Izumi has increased how long she can use her quirk for. Bakugo's drawback is basically gone at this point. And by the 5-month mark, Bakugo's able to take one for, as by, I'm going to say, the 9th month, the whole of Dagobah Beach is cleared. As for right now, I'm not going to say how long Izumi can use her telekinesis quirk now for, as all three of them start combat training. As like Deku, Bakugo can't use like Deku and Ken and Bakugo can't use 5% without breaking something due to his personality. But he slowly gets up to like 6%. Now, during their final mark of the year, during their final sparring match with All Might before the entrance exam, All Might tells them both to work together to take him down. As like normal, All Might's still going at 5% in order to, well, not harm anybody or the beach. As Bakugo has stronger explosions thanks to One for All, but because he can't really use One for All, he mainly stays with his explosions. But All Might and Izumi both know that Bakugo's explosions won't be able to beat every villain he faces when he becomes a hero. And during the end of this sparring session, Izumi does something to All Might that him nor Bakugo expects. Before All Might could land the final hit on Izumi in the sparring session to take her out so he can 1v1 Bakugo, he just stops moving. As him and Bakugo are confused by it, he says, Izumi's giving off a little chuckle as she says, I can't believe that worked. As All Might asks, what worked? Izumi turns to All Might and says, thanks to you telling me to train my quirk, I am now able to go into someone's mind and shut down their muscles. As Bakugo says, so you can make someone stop moving at will. As Izumi says, yes, but I don't know how long I can hold someone for like this because it doubles the stress on my mind. As All Might says, very impressive, young Midoriya, but can you please remove this? But can you please make me move again? Izumi says, oh, sorry, All Might, and releases him from her hold as All Might tells him that's the end of their training, and he's gonna be very excited to see them in the entrance exam. As we're gonna stop it there. So if you enjoy this content and want to see more, comment, like, subscribe, and turn on the notification bell for more videos. Out.